I went from 10,000 to 400,000 followers in 3 months. Not luck, not a fluke, but a viral proven system. Most guys are stuck posting into the void. No strategy, no system, just hoping something hits. I know because I tried figuring it out myself first. YouTube tutorials, asking ChatGPT for ideas, copying other people's ideas, thinking that's gonna work. And you already know how that story ends. It doesn't work. You've tried it, I've tried it, we both know. If it would have worked, you wouldn't be here today. Because generic advice gets you generic results. If you want the proven strategy, you have to take it from someone that's done it. And meanwhile, the guys who started after you are already getting paid to be themselves. Brand deals, their own clients, or even both. One brand deal bringing in what most men make in their entire month. Working from a villa with a pool in Bali. And the thing is, the gap isn't talent. I'm not talented, I just know the proven system. Your face, your voice, your story, that's the asset. And content is the delivery system. And once you know the proven system to growth, it stops becoming random and starts becoming a regular thing. I stopped guessing when I stopped doing it alone. And that's exactly what freedom is. I took the exact system of how I went from 10 to 400,000 followers in less than 3 months. I broke it down and I've given it to you. No guessing, no trial and error, no filming and getting 100 views. Inside Freedom, you get the 10K follower roadmap. How to make premium looking content like myself that can be color graded, cinematic, and actually bring in views. Views that will then convert into followers. The filming and the editing blueprint. How I've made cinematic reels that get millions of views have brought me in over 20,000 followers per post. Filmed in any location on any budget. Weekly feedback and threads with myself and other members. You get the opportunity to talk to me and get advice straight from the Don himself. This isn't just information, this is the exact playbook provided for you. I've already put students through the exact system that I've used and they've already come out with more than 10K followers. Unglazed Sense built his first 10K followers on TikTok in less than 3 months.
And within 3 months, I gained over 8,500 legit followers.
He has his own online community, has brand deals that pay him to attend events, and this is just the start. I grew up on a council estate with no skill, no confidence, and no income. Now I have complete location freedom, financial freedom, and I make my old monthly salary with one video. And you've already tried doing this alone and got no results. You don't need luck. You need the system that has worked for me and millions of other people. So click the link below and join to apply freedom today. Most people pick a niche based on what makes them look cool, and that's why they stay stuck at 500 followers forever. Today I'm going to show you the difference between a niche that feeds your ego and a niche that builds your bank account, and how to pick one that actually gets you to 10K. An ego niche is content built to impress people you already know, whereas money niches are built to attract customers and clients that you don't know, but you want to have. For example, ego content is doing first traps, is making content just to get views, but doesn't actually teach anyone anything. Really, there's no point in building an account for this reason. You're not going to make any money from it, and brand deals don't even care. So you're better off going into a money niche, especially if you're starting out. Something that's actually going to provide value to people. People are going to learn from it. Brands will benefit because the content is so good, and people actually trust you. Remember, in this day and age, no one cares about showing off on social media. People care about how they can be helped. So before you make a video, think to yourself, does this piece of content make people stop the scroll and actually help them? Or does it just show to your friends that you're doing well? Because if it's the second one and you're just showing to your friends that you're doing well, there's no point in posting it. Now you need to build your on-screen character. Content is all about being yourself, so show your personality. But building a personal brand is showing that personality consistently every single day. The same energy, the same tone, the same visuals, the same branding. So when you're building your character, define who that character is. For me, I set myself as the Don. The Don is a guy who builds average men into high status, high quality individuals working to be their best. Now here's the framework. When you've picked your niche, you need to know what content and what pillars to do in that niche. And you'll use these 4 pillars in every piece of your content. You'll have transformation content, showing people that you've gone from point A to point B yourself. Education content, teaching people how they can go from point A to point B. Proof content, that you've shown other people how to do the same thing, as well as yourself. And then your lifestyle content, where you show your personality and what you get up to. Now, rotating through these pillars beats just random posting. Because if you're randomly posting, you're just hoping for a viral video. But if you flick between those 4 pillars, you're strategizing and hitting each point that people like. They like to see that it can be done. They like to be motivated. They like to be shown how to do it. And they like to be shown that other people can do it. And you've shown how to do it. So rather than just guessing, in your niche, go through those pillars and decide what content you can make in each one. Now, your profile is a sales asset. And it's super important to pick the right profile picture, the right name, and and the bio. I mean, if you're doing it for just fun, it doesn't really matter. But if you actually want to make money from it and have it as a business, which I think the reason why you're here is because you want to build a following and then make money from it, so you need to listen up to this point. Make sure in your bio it clearly explains what you do and who you teach, who you help, the result they'll get, and also have a pinned post of your journey. Showing your journey and your story is super relatable, and it shows that you've been through the process that you're actually teaching. Now, it's good early on while you're starting your account to define your buyer. Even though you're not selling anything yet, and you probably won't do until you at least hit around 10,000 followers, it's good to define why you're posting and who you're posting for from the very beginning. Their age, their situation, their pain points, and how you're going to help them. I hope that helped, and if you do want more information directed by me, you can book in a free call in the link below, and I'll run through the program with you. You have 1 to 3 seconds before someone scrolls past your video forever. So today I'm going to give you the exact hook formulas and the 4 pillars you can use to scale your account, because I don't want you blindly shooting in the dark hoping your post will go viral. We need a strategy to make sure they always go viral, and if they don't, we rinse and repeat until we find the way that does. So there's many different ways you can do a hook, and how I like to do it, I always make sure I have text on screen as a hook. So when you scroll my videos, you'll notice that it'll have text on screen, and it'll be the title of the video or something that will stop the scroll, maybe a sentence that sparks curiosity. So as you're scrolling, you stop and read, and you read, oh, this video is about such and such, so you stop and watch the rest. It's also important if you are doing a talking video, or even if it's just a B-roll video, to have the first video, the first part of the clip, to be a bold, clear sentence of what the video is about. So you can have a text on screen hook, you can have a verbal hook. For example, if you're a man over 25 doing X, I'll have that writing on the screen, or I'll have something like, stop doing this if you're over 25. So people who are over 25 will stop scrolling, they'll listen to what I just said, so that causes them to stay on the video for more than 3 seconds, which is super important. Then if you want to take it a step further, you can add a third hook in the same video. And this is where most creators go wrong. They'll use one hook, they might say something outlandish, something bold that will stop people scrolling. Then you can put the text on screen, so then not only is someone hearing it, they're reading it. Then to get someone's attention to their next level, you can do a movement hook. For example, adjusting the camera while you talk, or you can come into the frame and talk at the same time. You can be doing something in the video. For example, I see a lot of creators, they'll be either writing something down while they're talking, or they'll be cutting some vegetables while they're speaking. This is a visual hook. For example, if you're doing a cooking video and you're cutting some vegetables up while talking to the camera, people are watching you do something while you're talking. It's very, very engaging. They're watching you do something, you're telling them what the video is about, and there's a text on screen hook. So there's 3 chances that someone's not going to scroll off your video. One way I went really, really viral for my hooks is I did a split screen hook. On the left side, I'd show the wrong thing. On the right side, I'd show the correct way. That way, the person who is watching the video has to watch 2 videos at once to see what is going on. They may have to watch the left side first, then secondly, they'll watch the right side. So they'll watch my video twice just to see one video. That's why the retention of the video is so long and so many people stay to watch. And that's how I grew my account. Show the contrast and the visual will do the selling. This is how to do it. This is not how to do it. They have to watch both, so they stay and watch the whole thing. Then you can do talking head. Talking head is authority. It's best for teaching something because you can teach through visual, but having you actually say it is going to build trust. Hearing it come from your mouth rather than someone else's mouth, they're going to believe you more because you're the person they're interested in. Remember, people buy from people they like and people they trust. Another way I used to go viral was storytelling. I do a lot of B-roll videos where I'll show, for example, top most expensive things that I own, and that's just a visual hook. This is a storytelling hook. Then I'll go into the video and list things that have nothing to do with expensive or luxury or buy-in, and that's the reason why people stay. They stay because they're like, oh, what's he saying that is so expensive that he wants us to watch? They say to watch, and then it's talking about, you know, family, friends, love, all these things that money can't buy. And that's why people have stayed to watch the video. You're seeing a lot of my content, and why I've built such a following is because I rotate through all these pillars. The next one I want to talk about is reaction content. So I won't just post only storytelling, only great visuals, only me talking. I'll also do some reactions. So I'll watch someone's piece of content, I'll react to it, and I'll give my opinion on it. This frames you as authority. This frames you as the expert in the field. People will watch the whole video first because they're watching mention you watched the video. So that's going to keep people on the video for at least 10 to 15 seconds. Then they've got to listen to your opinion. So then they're on the video for another 20 to 30 seconds. This is how you get a lot of retention on a video, and this is why people stick around. The longer people stick around, the more people follow, the quicker you grow your account. So don't just make one piece of content and stick to that. Don't make the generic, boring fitness advice. Rotate through all of it. React to content. Make your own content. Teach people. Give people advice. Show people how you did it, and rotate through the lot. The structure of the video also matters a lot. You're gonna have the hook, the body, then the CTA. Every single video needs a CTA, otherwise you're literally just teaching people for free. If you don't attract leads or build an audience by giving them some advice at the end and tell them to comment this for the free ebook or message me fire and I'll send you over some piece of advice. This is how people build leads. We'll go into that in a later episode, which you'll have to unlock at the end. In order to create great content that people follow, you have to understand why videos go viral. So what I'd suggest is go onto Instagram, go in your niche and save around 20 videos and study why they went viral. Look at the pacing of the video, look at the hook, look at the music, look at the text, and look at what they're doing, and just replicate it. Replicate it in your way. Put your own twist on it, and don't try reinvent something new. Just put your own personality into the video. Copy the pacing of the video and the speed at which they talk. So if it went viral for them and you replicate it with your own advice, it's likely to go viral for you. If you want me to build your signature style and your identity with your content with you one-to-one, click the link below and we'll have a chat. Now, the reason why most creators fail is because they have zero consistency. You know, they'll work really hard at something for 2 weeks. Maybe they'll post once every other day for 2 weeks and they'll think that's hard work. They think that they've given it a shot or they've tried. But I'm telling you guys, the way I went viral and the way I could speak for myself and other friends that have gone viral, the one thing they all have in common, they consistently posted no matter what, whether the views were high or the views were low, every single day, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 times a day for years and years. So if you think you're going to go viral for 2 weeks of posting, then think again, because this stuff isn't for someone who just wants to give it a shot, or I'll try posting for 2 weeks and then I'll stop. Trust me guys, I've been posting this stuff for 4 or 5 years, every single day, sometimes 5 times a day. And for the first few years, yeah, it didn't work for me. It took a long time to grow because I really didn't have the structure. But as soon as I built the structure and realized, shit, this stuff isn't rocket science. There's actually method behind it. There's actually a strategy behind why people go viral. I applied that to my Instagram and I actually followed that consistently every single day, 4 times a day for 3 months. I literally took my account from around 10,000 followers to 400,000 followers in 3 months. That wasn't luck. It didn't just happen. I literally wrote down the whole strategy of what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the same song in every single video. I'm going to use Imperious Slowed. That's the one I picked. I'm going to use that exact song in every video and I'm never going to change it. Because if you look at some massive creators, even like Andrew Tate was my example at the time, he used the same song in every single video. And even the videos that he didn't make, people were making videos about him using that song. So when you heard that song, you thought of Andrew Tate. And the same thing with other creators. Not many people actually know about that. So that's a little bit of a method that, you know, I'm showing you because I don't see too many creators doing that. But branding is making people recognize you from every single aspect, whether it's music, colors, font, the way you talk, the way you dress, implement all of it. So the way I did it, I used the same song in every single video. I batch filmed every single Monday around 50 to 100 videos minimum. I could post 4 times a day. Of course, at that stage, I had to have an editor. So I didn't actually start off having an editor. I was editing all myself and I still edit a lot myself as well. But then when I was posting 4 or 5 times a day on every single platform, I had to get an editor and a scheduler. But we'll go into that in later episodes. You're probably not at this stage yet. But the real growth here and the real indicator was consistency. 4 or 5 times a day, mixing the content pillars. So I do 1 post about transformation. I do 1 post of teaching people, talking to camera, how to go from point A to point B. I do a post showing people how I took one of my clients from point A to point B. And then I'd make maybe a static post, maybe a picture of me. So that's how I'd get 4 or 5 posts in a day. And I'd rotate. Sometimes I'd throw a reaction post in there. And as I rotated the content, sometimes the reaction content would get viral views. Then the transformation post wouldn't get as many views, but I posted it regardless. And then on other days, the transformation post got great views and the reaction content didn't. But the consistency over time compounded until the views and views mounted and mounted and mounted. And I got around 90 million views in 1 month on 1 platform. And we all know what happens when you got a lot of views in this day and age. You get a lot of views, you attract big brand deals. Brands want to pay for this type of attention. You know, if you think about it logically, if a brand had to pay for 90 million views on ads, they'd be spending like $50,000. So what does that make you? If you're a creator bringing them that same amount, maybe you could at least charge half of that. And that's exactly what I did. So I built the consistency by following the right strategy, following the right platform techniques, and I repurposed my content on every single platform. So what did that do? If my Instagram was going to grow and I'm going to post the same videos on YouTube, what do you think my YouTube is going to do? It's going to grow too. So that's exactly what it did. It didn't grow as much as Instagram because it's a different algorithm, but my YouTube grew to 50,000 subscribers and my TikTok is nearly at 600,000 followers. They all grew. Instagram grew the most, but the same strategy applies for all platforms. So what I suggest to you is be consistent. If you're going to start now, make sure you batch film, make sure you have a lot of edits of each pillar put together and then ready to go, ready to push out, because that's the way you're going to grow, through consistency and never giving up. Now, if you're looking for purely speed, you want to get to 10K as fast as possible. Well, the people that grew the fastest weren't original. And I'm going to be honest with you. The people that got to 10K the quickest didn't do it by being original. They didn't. They literally copied what worked. They copied it, but they put their own twist on it. They put their own personality into the video. They used their own tone, their own music, their own video style. Maybe they used the camera instead of using iPhone. Maybe they put their own color grade onto it. They used their own type of music, their personal song that they use. But the format of the video, the whole pacing and how the video is put together, they copied it. There's nothing original on social media at all. So if people are telling you, oh, you need to be completely original, well, nothing in this whole world is original. Everyone copied something from someone, and it's not direct copying. It's just taking inspiration and seeing why something worked. Every single thing out there in the world, whether it's a wheel on a car or a fridge or a sofa, they all copy the same structure of each other. You know, every sofa has the same structure. Every fridge has the same structure. Every car has the same structure. That's why they're a car. That's why they're a good fridge. That's why they're a good sofa. They copied the same unique structure, but they put their own design and twist on it, and it's exactly the same content. You have to model what already works, because what already works goes viral. The way I know this is because I've done it, right? Every single platform rewards proven psychology. If it's proven to do already well on the platform, if you follow the same technique and the same pace and the same structure of the video, it's gonna go well for you. I guarantee it. Strong hooks, high retention, emotional appeal, and shareability. And when you follow something that's already proven to go viral, you save yourself months and months of wasting your time. I see a lot of people trying to be original from the very beginning, and that's great. You can be original, like I said, when it comes to your color grade, when it comes to the music you choose, maybe the font that you go for and the words you say. But I'm telling you now, go onto Instagram or TikTok or YouTube and save viral videos in your niche. You'll be saving yourself so much time. Save 20 of them, literally copy the pacing of the video. And I just want to put this into your head. It's not copying, it's just reverse engineering the video of why it went well. Because like I've already told you, everything in this life, none of it is original. Everyone has copied something of somewhere and put it to a new product or a new item. And the same applies with content. If you want me to show you one-to-one how I do it personally, you can book a call in the link below and I'll show you exactly my method. Now I'm going to teach you the quickest path to your first revenue. Let me tell you this, you don't need 100,000 followers to get paid. I'm going to show you how to get paid from your first brand deal as a creator. Bearing in mind, I was getting paid as a creator from just 2,000 followers on Instagram. I had some followers on TikTok. I can't quite remember the number. I think I only had about 500 followers at the time. My Instagram was a little bit bigger. I had 2,000, but I still got sponsored by My Protein at the time and I was getting paid. And you're in luck. This day and age, brands are actually looking for some micro influencers. They're looking for people who are more authentic, who are growing and can grow with the brand. They're not looking for the massive creators anymore. They're looking for people who are trying to build their audience and have around 0 to 10,000 followers. And the way I did it when I had that amount of followers, I prioritized the quality of my content. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out and buy an expensive camera. I did buy a camera at the time and I learned how to use it because I really enjoyed it and that's why I did it. So you can get brand deals by having high quality content. I used to pitch to brands saying, you know, I'd send them a message on Instagram and outreach, which is the way you're going to do it too. I'd outreach to 10 brands a day and then I'd basically say like, hey, I can create some amazing high quality content for your brand. Here's a look at some of the photos and videos I've done previously. What do you think? And then they go, yeah, let's collab. And they'll probably want to collab for free at first, which is fine. You're just starting out. Don't expect to get get some massive brand deal right now. Some unpaid collabs are fine. Maybe you'll do some free stuff and you'll create some amazing content for them. That's how you build your portfolio with brands. And if other brands see that you've made another brand great content, they're going to think, maybe he's going to make great content for me. So that's exactly what they do. So you need to remove the I'm not big enough excuse. Especially with ChatGPT these days, it's a lot easier to build up a pitch for a brand. So you can basically put your profile into ChatGPT or Claude and basically tell it to make a pitch for a brand deal to get either free stuff or a paid collab, and then send it to at least 10 brands a day in your niche. If you're in the fitness niche, you can go supplements, clothing, meal prep, and way more. Depending on what level you're at and how many followers you have and the quality you provide, depends on whether you charge or not. I personally start off with not charging, especially if you're just starting out. I just do a free collab and do it for the free stuff and make great content. Just think about it. If you're pairing with a trusted brand, people are going to trust you more. So don't see it as a one-for-one exchange where I need money to make you content. But if you do want to start pitching a price to a brand, make sure your quality is there and your engagement is high enough. I'd highly recommend, if you are pitching to a brand, is to try work with that brand long term. So all the brand deals I've ever done, I've worked with long term, and that's why they're the most successful brands to work with. I do not prioritize working with a brand for 1 week or one post or 1 month. I always say to the brand, hey, let's work together for 3+ months as a trial. We'll see how it goes. If it goes well, we'll extend for 6 months or 1 year. That's what I've done for so many brands. Now I work with just one brand or sometimes 2 brands, but I work across the whole year, because if you work with multiple brands, you're going to burn yourself out and people are going to stop trusting you. If you're promoting every single brand on the market, they think that you're just trying to get a bag, and that's exactly what you're trying to do. Whereas if you work with one brand, you build a strong relationship, you build trust, and you're more likely to get more consistent revenue because that brand is going to pay you throughout the year. Now, I like to put my email in my bio for brands to reach out to my email directly. But if you want me to build out a brand pitch with you personally and build out the pricing sheet, we can work one-to-one. Just book a call in the link below. Now, brand deals pay the rent, but your own offer will build you a career. Today, I'm showing you how you can start off your own offer and build your business from scratch. Brand deals are basically rented income. You know, they could leave you at any minute. After the contract's expired, they might not extend. So they could leave you and then you've got no income. The moment you stop posting for them is the moment they stop paying you. Whereas your own offer compounds and scales without anyone's permission. The more effort you put into it, the more you'll get paid. You control the pricing, you control the offer, the margin, you control the service, and you literally have full control of how much you can make. Whereas a brand deal, they can literally just leave you. So if you want to build out your own offer, I'd start off with a low ticket. Now, a low ticket offer is basically an offer that's cheaper for people to join, such as a community. Maybe it's like $9.99 a month or $100 a month. Basically, people join, you teach them something, but you don't overgive. You give enough for them to learn, for them to take themselves to the next level. But then if they want to know more, they have to work with you, because it's simple. If you're teaching someone one-to-one, it's going to take a lot of your time and effort. And this is a very, very valuable skill to learn, because it's going to also make them a lot of money. So start off with low ticket, build out something like a community or a digital product. If you're a fitness coach, maybe you want to sell your diet plans, or you just want to have a community of people where you're all put together and you run things like challenges. So the low ticket basically builds trust. You warm up the person, you warm up the lead until they're ready to buy your high ticket. Now, a high ticket is a service where you teach someone one-to-one. It's basically the same service as the low ticket, apart from there's a lot more effort being involved from you and the person. They pay you more money. You show them more personally one-to-one how they go from point A to point B, and you solve their problem. Now, in this involves a lot more than just yourself. You might want to build out a team involving DM setters, closers, coaches, and way more. For me to show you this will take a very, very long time. So if you want to book a call one-to-one with me, you can for free in the link below. Now, views mean nothing if they don't convert to leads or brand deals. So today I'm going to show you the exact CTA system that will turn a regular viewer into a buyer. The DM script that actually books calls. So you'll notice in all my content, I'll have a CTA. Maybe it's comment done or comment freedom. And the reason why I do that is because I want people to receive a message from me. And I use a system called ManyChat. Now, with ManyChat, someone who's interested in what you're having to offer, comment the word that you had the CTA on. Once they comment it, an automation will send to them with a message to spark up conversation. Now, really, if you're trying to take someone from point A to point B and teach them something, you need to know more about them. So I always have an opening conversation of where are you from, how old you are, and what they do for work. Now, this isn't just random. This is to discover whether they're actually valuable enough to be as a client. You know, are they of age? Do they have a stable job? And are they in a good location to buy from you? You're basically pre-qualifying them to see if they're actually going to purchase, so that you don't waste any more of your time. So when you get to this point, you're going to want to make sure you set up ManyChat, and you're going to want to make sure you also have a CTA for every single post. What you can do is have a free lead magnet too. So if someone comments, for example, diet, and your post is about dieting or your post is about training, you can send them a free diet plan if they comment the word diet. They're going to take some free advice from you. They're going to see that your advice is really valuable. Then they're going to wonder, does this guy have a community? Oh, he does, and it's only $9. I'm going to join his community because his free advice was so good. His community is filled with people. They're all getting results. I wonder what his paid service is like. That's where they go from your low ticket to your high ticket, and that's how you make more money. Can you see how it works now and how it's not just luck? All of this requires a lot more structure and a lot more detail. So if you want me to run through it with you one-to-one in a call, you can book a spot in the link below. Now, going location independent isn't just random, isn't just luck, it's structure, and it's all planned out. So today I'm going to show you how to build a structure and a team where you can be location free and work from wherever you want. Now, part one of going location free, you are likely going to need an editor. Now, if you're living in another country or you're not in your hometown, I guess you're going to be traveling a lot. So you might not have as much time while you're on the go. So an editor frees up your time so you can film more and focus on the bit that only you can do. There's only one version of you, so you're the only person that can actually film this content. The editor can edit, the scheduler can post, and the team can book the sales calls. But the only person that can actually film is you. So all your priorities should be on this. Now, I found my editors through Fiverr, through word of mouth, through other creators, and you can do exactly the same. But it does take time, and you do have to train them to your style. As for pay, you can pay them from anywhere between $5 to $50 per reel, depending on how good they are. And with YouTube content, I've realized they charge around $100 per 5 minutes. It's going to take a lot of editing off your plate, but probably not the whole thing. And what I suggested earlier is training them to your style, because a lot of editors can do a generic edit or they can edit to other people's styles. But remember, you don't want to lose touch with your audience and the audience that you've built based off the way you edit. So you're going to want to show them exactly how you edit. Maybe film them a quick video, show it to them and say, copy this style, because a lot of editors are just going to do their own style on your videos, but you're going to want them to do your style on your videos. I use a system called Frame.io. Frame.io basically helps me upload my raw footage. They'll edit it and put it into a file, and basically we can organize our footage where we need to. The one that's posted, the one that hasn't been posted, the one that's approved or not approved, and you can make adjustments to any part of the video. Whereas Google Drive is pretty useless with this, and you have to do the communication over WhatsApp or messages, and it just gets messy. One thing I do suggest, if you're going to go location free and live wherever you want, you need to make sure, one, you've got a brand deal, two, you've got your own offer, and three, they're all stable enough for you just to leave your hometown and go wherever you want, because you don't want to be stuck overseas and then all of a sudden you lose your deal, you lose your offer, and then you have no income. So to have proper security, make sure you've got all of them in place and you should be good to go. If you do feel like you need more help one-to-one and you want me to show you exactly how to do it, you can book a call in the link below.